In the fall of 2024, I traveled to Western Quebec to watch and report on the newest stage race in the Adventure Racing World Series, Raid Temiscamingue. This area of Canada is an expanse of farm and forest land, dotted by thousands of lakes, a seemingly endless landscape to explore. Hosted by Endurance Aventure, the 2.5-day stage race began with an event designed to engage the local youth. Working closely with the school in Notre Dame du Nord, organizers paired aspiring young athletes with teams who had signed up for the full race. Together they would complete a short 3-hour adventure race course that included biking, canoeing, trekking, a zip line, and even some climbing. For some students, this was a fun way to satisfy a gym credit, but for others, it may spark a new passion for adventure. Adventure racing was a brand new experience for most of the students, and veteran racers like Barbara Niesme provided all the guidance and inspiration they needed, from initial planning to powering through to the finish.
And so what's happening today is that we're doing a prologue with our youth, and they've been training all summer to do this. They've been canoeing, orienteering, running, and getting ready to do our prologue race today. It was supposed to be 20K, but it's been reduced to about 10 or 12K because we have some pretty bad weather. And the purpose of doing this is that there are over 100 kids that were interested in learning about adventure racing. So they paired each racer up with two youth, and I'm really lucky to have Ellie, Rose, and Dolly. They've already taught me some French, and I'm introducing Dolly as the person who does the punch, and she is going to be the navigator. And we also have here's our map. And Ellie Rose is going to be in charge of the instructions, which are going to be in French.
Have you ever done anything like this before? No? Barbara, you've been on a couple races, right?
Yeah, I think I've done 50 adventure races.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've done 50 adventure races.
And what do you think of the concept of stage racing for introducing new people to the sport?
I think it makes it more accessible. Certainly people don't have the pressure of figuring out like long distances and gear and kit that goes along with that. And I think it also makes it more accessible in communities because it's not as hard to get permits for overnight, and in that way people in the community can learn more about adventure racing.
After a quick warm-up in the school gym, the teams headed out into the unseasonably cool weather to the start line. The multi-stage race revolved around a roughly 15-kilometer mountain bike route starting and ending at the school. Several checkpoints along the way would require teams to drop their bikes before hiking into areas only accessible on foot.
Allons-y! Let's go south!
The last of these areas contained the zipline feature, which is always a fan favorite. Before finishing the race, teams still had to contend with an additional mile of paddling where the Ottawa River meets Lake Temiscamingue. After what was a cold and windy canoe trip, the newly minted adventure teams could finally make their way back to the school for the finish. Endurance Aventure's close partnership with their community is what makes this junior raid possible, and I think it's something race directors all over the world should consider trying. There is a strengthening youth movement in adventure racing, and it's events like these that help to grow the sport from the ground up.